Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking around. We've made it through the fog. We're into the light. And I want to start this segment by giving you a short list of some of my favorite things. Doc, you ready?
I'm ready.
Number one favorite thing, water slides.
Oh, yes.
I love them.
I get stuck in them.
Yeah. Well, that aside, I love water slides. And this is in no particular order. Number 2, roller coasters. I love roller
I get
coasters.
stuck on those too.
3, dogs.
Oh, yeah.
We both love dogs.
Yeah, we're both dog lovers.
4, fireworks.
Yes.
I love fireworks. I have always loved fireworks. I grew up in South Dakota. Well, I was born in South Dakota. A lot of my family lived there for a long time, and so we'd go to Grandpa's farm and shoot off fireworks on the 4th of July over the summer, or anytime we could get them, because all you had to do was go to T, South Dakota, just across the border. You had Akron, you had T.
Yes.
Go to the Black Cat Superstore and just load up on everything that you would want. And I tell you what, we burned some stuff apart shooting fireworks off when we were little kids. And the last week, the Iowa House passed a bill to legalize first grade fireworks here in the state. And the Senate committee passed it 9-6. And it's moving through that process. We could be looking at legalized fireworks.
Well, you know, that's a lot of fun. I want to tell a couple of stories about fireworks from my childhood. I got a good buddy of mine. His name's Dan. And we managed to squirrel away some fireworks, basically stealing it from his parents, my parents, and anybody we could steal them from.
Absolutely.
We had this giant bag. And back, younger viewers won't remember this, paper bags. We had like 3 or 4 giant paper bags filled with these things. We're standing out, and I lived out in the country, and we're debating. The debate is, do we set them all off at one time, or do we do them one at a time? Because Mom and Dad were gone, so why not? Plus, I lived 18 miles from anything important. So as we're sitting there arguing, one of us, and I swear it was him, and he swears it was me, drops a punk into the sack, and they started going off. They caught fire. It was going, and we were in the middle. So we hauled behind wherever we could and just watched them go. So I don't know. Mom gets home. Mom and Dad get home about a week later. And there's this giant scorch mark. It has to be 20 feet around. There's no way to hide it. We tried to put rocks on top of it, everything else. So anyway, we don't know what happened. We don't know. My next favorite story is my Uncle Gale had a lake down in near Ottumwa somewhere. And we would float around on those pontoon boats, not necessarily pontoons, but the little paddle boats.
Yep.
Bless you, Maddie. And we would shoot firecrackers and bottle rockets at each other, trying to knock it. So my brother Joe, my cousin Junior, are sitting there firing back and forth, and I launched one of those big nuclear ones. It blows up right between them. They're both in the water. So that was a great. I also pedaled like heck to shore and ran and hid behind Mom because my brother Joe's going to kill me. But, that was a lot of fun. So anyway, those are my stories. Here's my issue with passing the fireworks bill. Iowa is facing an 18% Medicaid cut. Well, you know what that means? Doctors are already lining up to go, we're not taking Medicaid anymore. I was the last private physician that took Medicaid. At the end of this year, I'm going to have to stop taking it because I can't take another 18% cut. So that leaves nobody in the child and adolescent field that will take Medicaid, at least in our area. We have $600 million in new gas tax, and we're spending it on stuff. We're building new stuff. We're not repairing old stuff. We're not repairing bridges. We're not doing any of that. We're just spending the new money on statues. We're going to need a new rest stop somewhere. I mean, and they tore down new rest stops just to put new rest stops back 2 miles from a truck stop. Well, all that's just waste of money right out the door. We're not doing anything with that. And the third thing is we have a lot of issues going on with DHS still, and they're not addressing any of it. So great. I'm glad you're passing fireworks law. I'm happy with that. I thought that we should have done that long ago because I know that T Superstore. I bought $400 or $500 worth every time I drive through. It's huge, and I'm glad this will produce businesses. But the bottom line is this is something we should not be wasting our time on when we're faced with a catastrophic reduction in Medicaid. Now, you don't often hear me go, well, hold on, we need to support this stuff. But the bottom line is Medicaid really helps our society. We need to eliminate the abuse and the fraud, but just dropping it by 18% isn't the way to go. And we need to address our infrastructure. That's my criticism of this.
I
knew you would agree.
I don't have much to say about it. I mean, any cutting of Medicaid and on the services end or on the benefits end it's a real hardship for a lot of folks that rely on that stuff. The infrastructure, I'm hoping that we'll see infrastructure ramp up a lot more vigorously once it dries out a little bit over the summer. But I mean,
what they're doing is they're building new roads. That's what most of this money. If you look at where they've earmarked it, they're going to extend Interstate 20.
But just like they said, you've driven on Interstate 20.
Yeah,
the 2-lane section of it's terrible.
But it's not that long. Plus, we have bridges. That's what they showed everybody. How many more bridges have to collapse before it?
Yeah.
Well, then fix the bridges first. That's what we're paying for. Plus, we're really getting hammered at the gas pump again. And it's like, well, hold on. Now it's a 42% or 43% increase in the gas tax. That's astronomical.
Well, only 10 cents. That's the gas tax. So the rest of it is
it's still 43%. That's still a big stick in the eye. If we decreased Medicaid by 43%, everybody would be screaming.
Well, and they wouldn't, because a lot of them would be passed out from the pain of not being able to get and see the doctor.
Yeah, well,
you know
how it goes. So anyway, I think that's our show for tonight. Thanks everybody for coming in, tuning in, listening to Lefty and I ramble and pontificate on this show, because we're both good at rambling and pontificating.
It's my forte.
That's why we have the show.
Right.
Otherwise, we really don't have a lot of talent. I did steal my dad's tie again this week, since we're talking about two GOPers. So there you go, Dad. And I also want to say hi, Katya and Dasha. I forgot to do that last week. What are you playing this week?
Oh, I got a big show. I told you about it. I told everybody about it last week. Former friend of the show, guest of the show, Pappy Sorellis and I are going to be doing a thing at Blue Moon tomorrow night from 8 to 11. So if you go back to YouTube a couple of years, and you'll see him with his really adorable sons who were there to talk about his multimedia projects, and you'll know what kind of a talent that guy is, and that I get to be on stage with him in any capacity is always a great time. That's 8 to 11 at Blue Moon in West Des Moines.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll come back we'll be back next week. We'll come back right after this week. See you, everybody.
Hi, I'm Representative Tom Shaw, and I love these guys. Both of them.
Love these guys. Get over here. Love both of them.